This hangout is on air and live. Okay, cool. So, hi everybody. Welcome to OCR Talkback. I'm your host, Dark Sword, and we're here another week in a row, which is kind of cool. We had one last week, and we had one this week. We're kind of trying to do one next week, so it's going to be good. OCR Talkback, as you all know, is Overclock Remixes weekly, semi-weekly web show where we talk to remixers and community members and staff members on Overclock Remix about video game music, games, general nerdy stuff, anything really. It's a lot of fun, and if you have questions, you can tweet your questions with the hashtag OCR Talkback. Yeah, so tonight we have a couple people with us. Jarrell's here, as always. Jose's here with us tonight. We also have Tara, Tara C Music. Tara, she is here. And Rexy, Remixer Rexy, Bev is here.
I missed you guys.
Yeah. I think Larry's showing up later. He's at the laundromat right now. I don't know. He said, "Send me the link," and I guess he was gonna try and do it from his phone, but I don't know where he went. So
he needs to come in. This is a birthday celebration going on.
I know, it's the OCR 15 birthday celebration.
Come on. 15 years, people.
Yeah. In case they all didn't know, well, first of all, nobody is watching right now. We have 0 viewers. So let me post this YouTube link again, guys. Tune in. Right now, we're live. Okay.
I'm retweeting, so.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, I think it's actually starting now. Cool. Okay, so, what was I saying? Oh yeah, OCR turned 15 years old yesterday. Holy crap. Yeah, 15 years ago yesterday. Oh, there's Larry.
I think in my country, OCR is
What?
old enough to have a drink. Oh,
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh man,
Larry.
OCR needs to move to the UK then.
There's all the viewers. They're there.
There's
Okay.
age of consent somewhere on this planet.
Yeah, somewhere on the planet there's the age of consent. So Larry joined us. I don't know if we can hear him or if he's muted or whatever.
That's all right.
Oh, we can hear you. Awesome.
Okay.
All right, cool. OCR turned 15 years old yesterday. 15 years ago yesterday, DJ Pretzel posted the very first remix. So it's very exciting. A lot of people. We actually released 15 remixes yesterday from 15 different systems. So make sure you guys hit up ocrremix.org and check that out. Lots of great music. And also, we've been kind of getting this hashtag going, OCR15, where people have been tweeting about like, OCR memories, how they first found the site, and we're gonna kind of try and keep using that hashtag over the next couple of weeks just to keep the the anniversary stuff going. So it's gonna be fun. Speaking of hashtags, as always, tweet your questions with OCR Talkback, and we will try to answer them to the best of our abilities, or we'll try to come up with a funny answer that doesn't make any sense.
That's the better option in all
That's the
honesty.
better option. That's the better option. Okay, so let's kick it off like we always kick it off. What is everybody listening to?
Who wants
Anyone?
to start?
Who wants to start?
I'm gonna start.
Huh?
Okay, Larry, what are you listening to?
All right. Anyway, hold on. Let me get that. Let me. There we go. Yay. Okay. Camera. Yes. What am I listening? I'm sitting in my car having a Red Bull.
Oh, okay.
Waiting for my laundry to dry. That's that thug life. That OCR life.
Yeah.
What is it? Nah, man. Just I'll give a special shout out to those 15 remixes that we posted for the 15th anniversary, lovingly selected by a certain stud, a stallion, if you will, a video game music loving stallion. So this is myself, but no, I mean we had a great kind of backlog of stuff, and once I saw that we had so many systems in there, I'm like, oh, this is perfect. This is it. It's over. So in particular, I love and like I said, I always love the obscure stuff. So Sir Nuts with the Supremacy mix.
Uh-huh.
That was amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, OCR has a lot of intense tracks, but that one is in a class of its own, so it's pretty awesome. But yeah, I'm loving them all. I mean, that's why I picked them. They're all phenomenal. Some debuts in there, lots of different games. So definitely, check all that out.
I like that Kirby Crystal Shard remix, that Kirby 64 remix.
Of course, you like the Kirby 64 remix.
We talked about the Crystal Shard last week, and how it's an
we did. I was really a fan of Tamice's mix, although part of that is just because it's like a remix of almost every single Mega Man Battle Network theme song.
We finally got a main theme Battle Network remix, which is awesome. That song is like classic, and we hadn't had one yet, and that's a really good remix too. So pretty excited about that. Yeah. And then Drum Ultima's Chrono Trigger mix with the solo vibraphone mix is so good. I was listening to that yesterday.
That up, actually. It's like a whole different texture on its own.
Yeah.
It's not beer bottles.
No, it's not beer bottles. Still not beer bottles.
Hey, that's still quality though, man. Yeah, everybody check out. Man, for that Onion AV Club piece, it was difficult to pick mixes because Zelda Heineken. I mean, I could have easily made a case to throw that on there. So
yeah.
If you want a mix made with actual beer bottles. So.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, for anyone watching who doesn't know, Overclock Remix was asked to do a kind of like make a playlist of remixes for a piece on Gameological, which is an article series on the Onion AV Club. So it was, I think, with me, Larry, Dave, and a whole bunch of remixers. Basically put together this big list of like 25 remixes that we liked. Not favorites, just like remixes that we liked and that we worked on and that we felt were really cool. And we put together this playlist, and we wrote up comments on it. So you can check it out at AV Club. And it's really cool. A lot of good stuff, a lot of deep cuts that you can check out there. I recommend checking it out. So what else are you guys listening to?
Excellent.
Well,
I've been on a... I'm sorry. You want to go next?
No, you go first, Jose. You're the video man.
Well, nothing to do with that, but okay. I've been on a Saturn kick lately, only because I was going through some of my old library MP3s that I don't have at my phone because there's no room. I was running through my laptop, so I still have these old Saturn tracks. I need to revisit my collection there, but I've been running through my Sonic R's, my Sega Rallies, my Knights,
Sonic R,
Mega Man. Yeah, Sonic R.
Everybody's Supersonic Racing.
Yeah, of course.
Get your feet right off the ground.
That's Supersonic Racing.
Everybody's always on those tracks, but the one... there you go. The one at the end is my favorite, though. The one at the end is my favorite, number one. But I wanted to talk about, because I'm about to post this in Hidden Sound Test. I've just forgotten what a great track from Panzer Dragoon, Flight, is. And that's the stage one music you hear. That's the first time you're out there flying, and it's just a beautiful piece, that runs as you play through, but also has a bit of that shaft going on. For those who don't know, listen to the track, you'll see what I mean.
Talking about the first Panzer Dragoon, the original?
Yes, the original.
So you're saying by shaft, I'm thinking, that Dragoon is one crazy...
Shut your mouth! Shut your mouth!
Stop breathing fire and shut your mouth.
All it is the Waka Chewaka, but it's a great track.
Oh, man. All right. Well, who else? Bev, what are you listening to this week?
Well, aside from the obvious OCR floods and stuff and whatnot, so I've also been passed over the Super Fiji Christmas Party album that has been making its distribution in money. Check it out, superfijichristmasparty.bandcamp.com. All the tracks are downloaded for free. There's over 40 of them. I'll be to play at least the next one on next week's Sega Mixer Drive Christmas Party at least. And oh my goodness, this is just the right kind of feels you actually need to get into the Christmas mood right there.
Wow.
Nice plug.
Cool.
That was a fast plug.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Plug it again at the end of the show.
Yeah. Plug it again at the end.
A fast plug for an album I'm not even a part of. I'm surprised.
Yeah. Anything else you listening to, just for fun, or no?
I just really took the time to try and pimp something that the more recent there, because I have a tendency to really scout around for a lot of new material, just whether it's just in OCR, the DLD, YouTube in general, that sort of thing. I just love the wider community, that's all.
Yeah. Very cool. Jarrell, what about you, man? What are you listening to?
So I've been doing a lot of driving this week because I had a JavaScript training course I was taking. On the way home on Monday, had the random on my car or in my car on the iPod, and the opening title from Legend of Zelda: Link Between Worlds came on.
Yeah.
So I turned random off, and I've been listening to that all week, just over and over.
Just that track?
No, the whole soundtrack.
Just that track. All week.
Just the one title song. Oh no.
Set on repeat one.
Oh man.
But I've just been going through Link Between Worlds, the whole soundtrack over and over again, because it's amazing.
Yeah. Very cool. Tara, what about you? What are you listening to? Anything cool?
Haven't really been listening to much because I've been spending the last couple weeks studying for finals and juries and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
So I've been listening to like the music for the listening exam for the music history test.
Yeah.
So that stuff was fun. But since I had my last final today, I've been trying to get back onto getting my mini album done. So I've been listening to a couple of Final Fantasy tracks for my mini album, so I guess that counts. But for the most part, it's all been tests and listening to stuff I don't really care about. So.
Yeah. All right. What am I listening to? I don't even know. I actually have not been listening to a lot of EGM this week. I've been listening to a lot of Indian music this week. I dug into like my old like Indian music collection from like movies from like the 80s and the 90s, and I've been listening to that. And I realized that, Larry will appreciate this. My Indian music collection on my computer is so jacked in terms of metadata, it's awful.
Oh,
there's a track that's tagged in the title as track 02.
Oh, what's wrong with you? Fix that.
I know.
Fix that.
I always love those.
All these old Indian songs I just have them because like my sister had them, and like I just downloaded them randomly. And like I just stuck them in a folder, and I never like really like went in and was like, oh, I need to like fix the data and all this other stuff. And also, I don't have like the full soundtracks for all these movies. I only have like random songs, so it's like,
What a joke!
What a joke!
Know what, though? That's why Shazam is awesome though, because my wife had this stuff. Like I got this stuff off of her, like her old iPod, like original iPod.
Yeah.
And it was stuff named like Diwali 1, Diwali 2.
Diwali 2.
From her friends, and I'm like, what the hell? So, but Shazam actually, ID'd, most of the tracks, so it was pretty tight.
Yeah. I mean, Shazam will ID anything as long as you stick it in their database. Like we could have honestly put Forever Lasting Peace into Shazam. I think it's actually in there. It might actually be in there because it's on Spotify, right?
It is on Spotify.
It's on Spotify, so I think you can actually Shazam the Forever Lasting Peace tracks, and it'll tell you what they are.
On the random off chance that Forever Lasting Peace is playing in like a restaurant somewhere that you're in, and you're wondering what it is.
I mean, you never know, man.
You hear Rubber Horse at like at a rodeo or something, and you're like, oh,
What
is that?
The entire idea of Forever Lasting Peace in the restaurant would be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Also, hey Will, what's up?
Hello.
Hey.
What's up, Will?
How's it going?
What are you listening to this week, man? Anything good?
No.
No? Okay.
I
got nothing.
He's listening to no music.
He's not listening to anything.
Like Oscar stage on Tournament.
Sorry, you guys are cutting out a little bit for me, so
We lost.
if you just said something, I can hear it. I know.
All right. So, I guess we can start some questions, unless Larry, you have any questions that you want to kick off with.
Well,
some OCR 15 questions or anything, or
Yeah. I'll put it out there for the tweeter as well, because I haven't asked this question. I'll be asking it on Facebook probably as well. Maybe over the weekend. But I asked earlier what year people found the site, but I'm also curious as to what's the first remix that you really remember from OCR that you checked out? I mean, it doesn't have to be literally the first thing you found, but just the first thing where you're like, oh, I get it. This is cool.
Yeah. Let's go to the group.
Let's go to our illustrious.
Everybody pop open ocremix.org and sort in reverse, and let's all look it up because
I have no.
Because I always go last. I'll go first. I'm gonna say Sonic 3 Bonus Retreat by McVoff. And I know that's like, I mean, I've been following OCR since 1999, but that I think was really, that was like one of the ones that I listened to where I was just like, whoa, like this is really awesome. I think it's because I was such a Sonic fan also, and then also I think there's a I don't even remember the title of it. It's a Final Fantasy 1 Prelude mix. It's really good. That I really liked.
There were there were a couple in the old days, like Prelude Refractive Mix. And...
That's the one. Refractive Mix. That's the one.
Boom.
I love that one.
Got it.
So that was I think those were like the first ones that really like stuck with me like really hard, and then I was just like, okay, this is fantastic.
I think for a lot of people that have been there in like the ye olden days, because I showed up in 2002. I mean, McVoff was legendary.
Oh,
like,
yeah. He was the guy, man.
He was the guy, yeah.
Yeah.
So McVoff is the man. So
Yeah.
Make that he was like 3 men and 1 chick.
That's right. And one of the earliest, not even drama, but it was kind of like, wait a minute, what? But yeah, McVoff had multiple identities, and he had 4 different handles.
Yeah.
And one was a girl.
Yeah.
And like because he wanted he wanted the freedom to try like different musical styles and not get judged on like, oh, it's McVoff. So he had the multiple different handles, and I don't know how, like, I wasn't around when it got discovered, or if he was just like, oh, I was just playing, they're all me, but that was some pretty awesome
That really
stuff.
confused me too later on down the line, because I wasn't there at the time it got discovered, but I found out later, and then Jade, as in Blind's wife, started showing up in the community, and I didn't know who she was at the time, so I was like, they got together, I'm like, wait a minute, did McVoff and Blind, are they dating? What?
What? No! Not it at all. Oh.
That's not even close.
Wow. No, not at all.
Wow.
Yeah. Bad.
That's terrible.
Oh,
You're a terrible person. Okay. What about you guys? What was like the first?
I think I can go ahead and go next because I remember now. So I started in '99, but the first 2 that really hit me was Dave's Hyrulean from Legend of Zelda. That was a really classic track. And the other one that really hooked me, probably more than Dave's, was AE, his Mega Man 2 Airman track. I think it's Windshear was the name?
Windshear, yeah.
Yeah. That's like super, super classic. That was the first one to go on a CD. Once I got a car that had the ability to play like burned CDs, that was the first track that went on a burned CD in my car, and I was just blasting it. So good, so good.
Nice.
You could do a separate discussion on like ye olden days of how you downloaded it and listened to it. Like, okay, I found it off a file sharing site and
got it off of Kazaa.
Yeah, Kazaa. I got that System of a Down Legend of Zelda mix.
Oh.
that's my G.
Wow. Yeah, and then like you could tell stories about what service you used, how the file names were jacked up, how long it took to download, all that kind of stuff, and the old days of when you remember when there was that disclaimer on the site, and this is like 02, 03 type of stuff, where it was like, please, if you're gonna download a lot, download it at night. Otherwise, it costs a lot of money, because of the bandwidth costs and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy that we can actually talk about this because a lot of sites on the internet are not that old. A lot of sites on the internet did not. Anymore. A lot of, especially media sites that provided high quality media. Like YouTube didn't exist back then. you know.
Right.
And it's like we've been around for 15 years, and we were providing like high quality MP3s and stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah. No smartphones, you know. Like,
no smartphones.
Yeah. Wow, man.
We still had a restriction though. I remember back in the days when we had a 6 megabyte file size limit for submissions.
That was serious business, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also we didn't get rid of that until a long time later. That like just went away a couple years ago.
Yeah.
We kept that around.
Well, it went up to 8 megs, and then we finally got rid of it. But yeah, it took a long time for sure.
Still a couple of dial-up users still pissed about that. What do you think?
And now Larry's like, give us your WAVs from 10 years ago.
Yeah.
No,
The
only person who even like brought it up was Suzu, I think. Was he like the one who was in the OCR channel for like years, still on dial-up, and then finally switched to DSL?
Yeah.
Finally switched to DSL like 3 years ago.
Yeah, that's right.
And everybody was celebrating. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's crazy because like you look at like sites that provided MP3s back then, like MP3.com and all these other places, and they have not survived. You know, it's crazy how we've survived like this long, and with like no real downtime ever. You know, we've been online for 15 years.
You've been longevous. Is that how you pronounce it?
Longevous. That's right.
Yeah. That's crazy. All right. Anyone else? First remixes.
Okay. I'll see if I can join in next. Sorry, Tara, do you want to join in first? Sorry.
It's up to you.
I guess I might as well step up then, being experienced and everything, I guess. So sorry. Anyway, I still remember that the first remix I ever heard, as a result of looking up information of Sonic Crackers on the internet, was indeed Malcos's Dirty Beta.
Oh man,
Sonic Crackers. No.
But just being able to hear that made me think, hey, that's pretty cool. I want to see what else that this OC remix thing actually has. Naturally, having grown up with more obscure games than most common gamers, that could only really resonate with the Sonic and Final Fantasy ones at the time. But that does really and truly include the works of FF Music DJ, which kind of hits me because I grew up with 90s trance music, so
yeah,
it seems to work out very well for me in the long run with that.
Nice. Very cool.
Old School Jive Master is also Old School Jive Master is also a good one to go to as well, since that seems to be more like a nostalgia fuel right there.
Yeah.
With what it's done. Well, Battery, Malcos was hot stuff. He did Lava Beach much later on. I would say Snow, but I did play the PC version of 3D Blast, which did include that source, but that's another story. Chemical Juice, Prodigal Brain.
The PC version of 3D Blast used the Saturn soundtrack.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
It's all about that Saturn soundtrack.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's about the Genesis soundtrack.
No, it's all about
Saturn
all the way.
Sorry,
all about it.
Mega Drive.
Every damn time.
Nope. Saturn. It's over.
This war will never end.
No, it will never end.
Well, I ended up getting more attached to the Saturn soundtrack. We've already had enough of this riff with the Sonic CD one, thank you very much, so let's just keep it at both soundtracks are pretty awesome.
This is a war that's never going to end.
No.
Mega Drive or bust.
It will end eventually when we finally do a sequel to Temporal Duality with Sonic 3D Blast music. That's when it will end.
Yeah, that's when it will end. Again, the galaxy will be at peace. Tara, what about you? What's your first remix?
Okay, so I'm a little weird because I didn't even know OCR existed until I collaborated with Omniscience on that remix, and he's like, oh yeah, it's gonna be featured on OC Remix, and I'm like, oh cool, and made me an account or whatever, and that's when I actually started to think, what is OC Remix, But one of my favorite ones is a remix of Tara's theme. Totally unbiased, right? But
yeah.
it's the Tara in Black.
Oh yeah.
By L. Yeah.
You got the classic.
That one I listened to because I was just trying to figure out how other people interpreted Tara's theme. was just like really interested to hear the different styles, and I think there's like so many like remixes from the OCR channel, and so I just like listened through a whole bunch of them, and like the Terra in Black was my favorite, and that's when I was like, oh, okay, so now I understand like what this whole thing is, and like what it was like the best idea ever.
Now I may not quite be some full-on Final Fantasy nerd, but the thing with Terra is that it has a very simple melody that anyone can pretty much adapt and give their own twist, or whether it be trying to fit into a style of music that they like doing, or just trying to find a character behind the music. It can open up towards pretty much anything.
Absolutely. Also, the chords are it's a very simple chord progression as well.
Oh, I love the chord progression.
Yeah, it's great, but it's also very simple. So it's really easy. It's really easy for remixers to understand. The melody's simple because it has the same like contour that repeats over and over again. And then also the chords are the same. I mean, the chords are very simple. So, you know, it's easy for... It's the same thing with Ice Cap Zone. Ice Cap Zone, like, people remix that all the time, not just because it's a good song, but also because it's very easy to remix. The melody is very simple, the chord progression is very simple, and that's why people are always going back to it.
I tried to arrange Ice Cap this one point at one time as a bonus track for the Sonic Soul Remix Competition 2012, but my biggest problems with Ice Cap was that it was just too simple to try flush it out.
It's very, very simple.
Hard times.
Hard times indeed.
Hard times indeed. Of my life. Hard times are mine.
I have to say real quick, I'm actually kind of jealous of you, Tara, because... like those of us that started with OCR back in '99 practically, we've just been listening all the way along and it's been amazing. But your story, so you would have first heard about OCR back at like around Remix maybe 2500. So you would have come in to like 2500 amazing remixes of video game music. That would have been like, I'm jealous of that. That sounds like it would have been amazing.
This is the crazy thing. This is the crazy thing, right? So yesterday was the OCR's 15th anniversary, right? And AV Club posted that article that we put together, and there was a guy on Twitter who was like, I just discovered OC Remix today. So like this is what boggles my mind. We've been around for 15 years. We've done like all this music. We worked with Capcom. We worked with IDOS. We did this big Kickstarter, you know, for the Final Fantasy thing. We've done all this stuff, and people are still finding out about us. The people still have no idea that we exist until like today. I guarantee you, like there are people who found out about OC Remix today. It's crazy. Oh yeah, I bet. Like I mean, I didn't even know if I hadn't have met Omniscience, like not in person or anything, but we were on a Final Fantasy VII like web series project together. Right. Which Square Enix shut down. But we were planning on working together with that kind of thing, and then he contacted me later on to work on that one remix. And so, like, it's like the video games just, you know, that's what led me to OCR, obviously. But it's just kind of nice to be able to meet other people, and then that's how you kind of get that connection, you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly, exactly. We're about that community. Yep.
I think OCR's music... When I heard of OCR, I realized quite a bit later on that there were all these tracks that I thought were like official remixes. I was just like, what? They're from OCR? That's cool. And then, of course, I found out about Rabbit Joint, and my brain exploded.
Absolutely. All right. Anyone else? First remixes.
Nothing specific.
Can I go next?
Yeah. Sure. Well.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think now. I discovered OCR in 2008, so I was pretty late coming in, and the first track I looked up was Telltale Heights, because that's my favorite video game song. Yeah. And I ended up. What's that noise?
It's Larry's car.
Oh yeah, man, that's me.
Larry's
that's totally me.
Is the laundry done?
I was going to mention.
I thought I was hearing a cement truck trying to park up. No.
That now. All right, Will. Sorry, go ahead.
But yeah, it's cool. Telltale Heights, and it was Zircon's Clash at the Mountains, which I found first,
Right.
and I just thought, oh, this is pretty good. And then the next remix I find is something by Blind, and I'm just thinking, holy shit, this is a serious website. This isn't, you know. And I thought you had to be some sort of high-end professional to get on this website, and I was just thinking, I just submitted a really shitty Castlevania track there. I'm gonna get obliterated, and I did.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was and I sort of decided to stick around because I thought it was a good place to hone my skills. And yep, I haven't got away yet. I'm still trying.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And now you're on the staff.
And now I'm on the staff.
Helping run the show, right?
But still trying.
I'm on the staff doing absolutely nothing. just hanging out in IRC.
Go judge some remixes, man. All right.
I'm too lazy.
Be a judge.
Okay, did everybody go? Everybody talk about their first?
I didn't. But then I got nothing specific. I just recall a lot of good fighting game stuff out there. Before with his Jungle Jazz.
Yeah, Makoto Jungle Jazz is like one of my favorite remixes.
It's bomb diggity. Kusaga no Booty Mix from Alpha 2.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. Apart from the you know.
Yeah.
But just excellent bouncy track right there. Just a bunch of those. Also a lot of Chrono Trigger, because at that time I wasn't at all very familiar with RPG music because I was too busy on the other stuff.
Yeah.
Also, I'm a Sega Genesis head, but I eventually got around to that. But I'm listening to stuff, arrangements of music where I don't know the originals, and a lot of OCR was like that at the time. I was just listening to everything, and did not know the sources. So I just gravitated to the stuff. Those melodies will just stand out no matter what.
Absolutely.
And that's what happened to Chrono Trigger. And that was one of my first analyses of the content there. I was like, there's a lot of zeal in here, isn't it? But it's a lot of good zeal because every single one of them was different but very good in its own way.
I relate to you on the Chrono Trigger front because up until the DS release, it never came out in the UK. So as soon as I saw a lot of coverage for it on OCR, I was all, what the bloody hell is this?
Don't worry about that. Ignore it.
I don't even care that Chrono Trigger is now out in the UK. I still hate it.
We talked about this last week. You have no basis for hating this game. You have zero basis for hating this game.
Was it in PAL speed though?
No, it didn't come out. It didn't come out in Europe.
Okay.
On the Super Nintendo. It only came out on the DS. And then I guess eventually on mobile, on mobile games or iPhone or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good game. Check it out.
I was gonna say, Final Fantasy VI never came out on the SNES either. So.
No,
You see what I did?
Next time I come to MagFest, you're gonna have to kidnap me next time I go to MagFest. And tie me up and make me play Chrono Trigger. That's the only way you're gonna drag me and.
Yeah. The entire OCR block is going to just pile into your room, and we'll block the door and just.
Yeah, and just watch Will. We're just gonna watch Will play Chrono Trigger.
You also got a point about Final Fantasy VI being US exclusive on the SNES, but I actually was discovered it through the PlayStation version before I found OCR in the first place. So.
Yeah, there we go.
I
found all these games on emulation. Yeah, that's not a good version.
All those loading times,
Who cares about loading times? I was just trying to play a game that one of my online friends was woman obsessed about, and oh my goodness, it was like a big change to what I'm used to.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a few games back in the day that advertised that as a feature?
Loading times?
Yes, at least fancy loading screens or something.
Oh, yeah, probably.
I'm pretty sure I've seen something like that. That might have happened with Fatal Fury Special.
All right, let's.
Do you think any tracks on the C64 end up facing that kind of acclaim, or you know what I mean? Those older 8-minute loading screens with those flashy graphics. I don't know.
I guess that counts, but no.
Maybe. Let's go to Twitter and hit the hashtag OCR Talkback. A reminder, if you're watching, and I know that there's people watching because we have like 12 viewers right now. If you guys have questions, or if you have something you want us to talk about related to video games or video game music or OCR, just tweet your question with the hashtag OCR Talkback. If you look at my little lower third here, you can see the hashtag. I think I spelled it right. It's like flipped on my screen, so I can't even tell.
You spelled it right.
Okay. So tweet your questions with OCR Talkback, or you can also put your comments on YouTube. We're also keeping an eye on YouTube. So if you just want to comment there, that's fine too. We just got some people who just said like a smiley face and nice on YouTube. But if you have questions, you can post your questions there as well. So let's hit the first question on Twitter from Jeff Lee at Wazzle the Walrus. He asks, question for tonight's OCR Talkback. Which instrument do you enjoy writing music for the most? What about to listen to?
The kazoo!
Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Larry. Larry, in case you didn't hear that, Larry said the kazoo.
I'm driving!
Okay!
It came out kazoo! That's what it sounded like.
Don't crash and die, please.
The didgeridoo.
Don't sound like Popeye anymore.
All right. So let's go down the line. Will, what's your favorite instrument to write for, and also your favorite instrument to listen to?
I have no. Next question.
No.
Obviously, guitar and guitar.
I don't know. I really don't. Like it's probably sawtooth synths, to be honest. Anything that has a sawtoothy synthy sound.
Yeah.
I like. What was the question? Which one write music for the most? That's listening to. For the
what instrument do you like writing for the most and like listening to the most?
That's the thing I'm not sure about. Writing the most. I like writing all instruments the same.
Oh, wow.
I have no preference at all.
Wow. He gave the mommy answer. I love my children all the same. All right. Tara, what about you?
My instruments are my babies, apparently.
Oh, goodness. I mean, for the most part, I only write music for the instruments that I play,
Right.
But, I mean, I do like more of the orchestral or like electronic style. So I do like having like pads and synths and stuff like that. But in terms of an actual instrument, I mean, I guess I have to say violin, piano. I'm learning guitar, so I kind of want to figure out how to write music.
Right.
Like to feature the guitar as well.
Yeah.
In terms of listening, I pretty much like any instrument. I mean, like I said, I'm biased towards violin and piano and whatnot, but I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. I like most of them, so.
This question might be better suited for people like Zircon and Busted Tunes who have experience in composing many different styles, many different instruments. So they
but at the same time, you can treat like any
Oh yeah. That being
sine wave or like synth or whatever if you want.
Yeah, that being said, like everyone else, probably we'll go with what we know, what we're familiar with, what we have experience with. I'm a piano fiend, keyboardist. Not a keyboardist because I can't play keyboard, but I'm all about the keyboards.
Yeah.
So, and also I can play on a keyboard at least a few notes before I lose it. so that's my answer mostly. But yeah, I'm a fan of. I've mentioned it before, I'm sure. Rhodes is my thing. That sound, the keys, everything.
Piano is hot. I like that.
It just works damn near everywhere, which is
absolutely.
great because if I have no experience in nothing else as far as creating music, I can put a rose in it. But that's my thing. Yes.
All right. Jarrell.
I am ambivalent on the writing part, but as far as listening, saxophone, absolutely saxophone.
Oh,
That is, I grew up playing that basically, and I don't play it anymore. But anything that has a sax in it, I will sit down and listen to it, whether it sucks or not. Hopefully, it won't suck. But
did you buy a tenor sax or did you sell your tenor sax?
I just sold my tenor sax because
Okay.
I wasn't playing it at all,
Right.
so just no point in keeping it. But
Right on. Rexy, what do you like writing for, and what do you like listening to?
Well, but based on experience, I tend to enjoy a lot for writing for roads. Keyboards, you know what I mean? When I
Right.
play piano, Rhodes organ, just plain old organ, it really helps me get the riff out for the song that I want to be able to write, and it can really lead to any kind of different interpretations. I'm also finding a good way to try and get drums indoors as well. I'm not quite too sure if you guys know, but I've been taking drum lessons for the past year, so even though I can't obviously record a live drum kit at home, it's also given me a chance to be able to try and write some more interesting beats and transitions throughout time. So
Right, because you have a better sense of what you can do.
Yeah.
So then it translates into what you can write. Yeah.
It does, yes. As for what I like listening to a lot the most, it's very strange for me to actually bring this up, but I'm more of a sucker for the violin. It can really bring out a beautiful melody when done right, and can also adapt its way to many different approaches as well. It just feels more serene to take in, and yes, Terry feels absolutely happy for that.
Absolutely.
Can I very, very quickly come in and say
go ahead.
because you guys are giving all this violin love, and I want to come in and really say that the violin is probably the worst instrument for me to write for because apparently I suck at it. And, I've been told by many people that I cannot keep this violin
Now, when you say you suck at writing it, does that mean you suck at like sequencing it?
What? Sorry.
When you say you suck at writing it, does that mean you suck at sequencing it?
Yes. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So what you should do is write a violin thing, and then ask Tara to play it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should do that. that would solve my problem.
That would solve the problem.
MV did that with Jeff Wall. See?
Have, like crazy amount of sharps or flats, like then it should be no problem to play on the violin. You know what I mean?
I mean,
as long as the intervals are not too large, like that's all that you really need to keep in mind.
See, the thing is, well, sorry.
Let's go on.
Okay. Well, any natural instrument is very hard to sequence in the first place, whether it be violin, flutes, or, God forbid, trumpets.
Oh, God,
trumpets the worst. It's impossible.
Okay, so why you got Will tied up in the OCR suite? You bring in Jeff Ball to have a talk with him.
Yeah. Tobias, hey man.
Hey, real quick, make sure though, make sure to ask Jeff Ball to give you a massage. If anybody's in a room with Jeff Ball, make sure you get that back massage. It's incredible, no lie, all amazing.
So you're saying if I actually give him the massage, Jeff's balls will drop?
No. How dare you? No. This is not that kind of show.
Sorry.
Riches. All right. Tobias is still trying to work out his audio issues, but he has joined us. So we'll come back to him when he's able to speak to us. I guess I should answer the question. I didn't talk about what I would like to what I like to write for. I like to write for like bells and stuff. Lots of kind of like chromatic percussion, but sort of like using bells to create sort of like an atmosphere. That's what I like to do. What else? I am kind of notorious for using that crappy saxophone sound font from years ago.
The dark sax.
Dark sax, but I haven't used that in a long time. But what I really like doing is building these kind of textures using like chromatic percussions and bells and xylophones and like dulcimers and stuff. So that's what I like to do. You can hear that in my my Metroid Prime 3 remix, Yellow Valkyrie, the hammered dulcimer opening it up, and also in my Secret of Mana mix Thicket, I used a lot of like Celesta and stuff. So that's a lot of fun. I like making those kind of ethereal soundscapes. What I like to listen to, I really just like listening to piano stuff, and really good rock guitar, kind of like that kind of face melting rock guitar. So that's what I like to listen to. And then anytime you have a really good synth kind of solo, that sounds really natural. That's like played, that I like that too. So that's what I'm into.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So.
I enjoy when Vert did that. Reminds me of a couple times I've seen Vert perform.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's hit the Twitter again.
Actually, real quick before we move on, just want to note that Hackstock commented on YouTube saying that the accordion is the best instrument ever.
The accordion is very good.
It is.
Accordion's very good. Will will probably tell you that too. Not Will.
Are you in? Oh, Tobias is in.
I can vouch for the accordion as well because I went to Video Games Live for the Manchester gig just last November. Random Encounter came on stage and their keyboard player was actually holding this giant accordion and actually moving around with it on stage. It was just amazing to behold. I will give you that.
Yeah.
He rocked it, huh? Wow.
All right. Tobias, what's up, man? Are you there?
I don't know if we can hear him.
No audio.
Did we lose him? We lost him.
Nope.
No, we can't hear you. No. Oh God.
Tobias should be seen and not heard, apparently.
Oh my goodness. Wow. All right. We'll come back to you.
Okay.
Oh wait.
Larry.
Say something. Tobias, say something.
This is Tobias.
That's not Tobias. Larry, shut the hell up.
What?
All right.
Larry, listen, all we know is that for one thing, Tobias does not sound like a cube throw.
Oh.
What?
All right. It's Rexy! You're gonna get muted, girl.
Gross and inappropriate.
So inappropriate. Gross and inappropriate. This is not that kind of show.
Look, I'm really sorry about that, but I had to reference that.
No, you don't.
All right. Matter of fact, that reminds me of your recent post, Shark. You talked about scars. And I was going to say something gross and inappropriate about that.
Yeah, but then you didn't, and I thank you for that because I was trying to be, I was trying to be serious.
Want me to say it. Here.
All right, so Garpocalypse asks us, could you take a second to plug the rebirth of the Streets of Rage community remix album that needs remixers?
Oh,
yes.
Hey, let me take a look at that.
So there's on the forums, on OC Remix forums, there's a they're sort of like bringing back there's a Streets of Rage remix album project thing going on as an effort to get a lot of Streets of Rage remixes for this album. So if you like, really awesome Genesis music, I think it's Yuzo Koshiro who did the Streets of Rage soundtracks. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Okay. So Yuzo Koshiro is fantastic. So make sure you check out if you're a remixer and you want to help out with the Streets of Rage album. Hit the forums, post in the thread, post some samples of your work, and get in there.
I've already started a Streets of Rage remix. Maybe I could get it on there.
Maybe you can.
Hey,
yeah.
Go for it.
All right.
Yeah.
Because goodness knows we put out like a crap ton of Nintendo themed albums. We need some more Sega. We need to do some more Sega that is not necessarily Sonic, because we have most of the Sega albums on OCR are all Sonic albums.
So Knuckles Chaotic then.
Yeah, Knuckles Chaotix. We need a Knuckles Chaotix album.
Knuckles Chaotix and Sonic Crackers.
Yes.
See, the thing with the Streets of
Sonic
Rage
R,
4
Sonic
is
Racing.
that it seemed to be way out ahead of its time, mostly because it was there to try and bring the feel of the 90s dance towards the actual Genesis chip. And just listening back today, it actually feels every bit as relevant as it was back on its original release. So
yeah, absolutely. I was gonna say we can call that album Cracker and Knuckles.
Christ in heaven.
Oh my God.
Cracker and Knuckles. All right. All right.
So racist.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize. This is not it's not that kind of show. Sorry.
Not that kind of chat.
All right.
A little late for that now.
All right. Let's see. Mr. Ivan Hockstock asks, what are some remixers that haven't submitted anything in a long time, but you'd like to see them return? I'm going to answer this one right away. Zutra. I have not heard of Zutra in a long time. He's my favorite remixer. Where are you at, man? Come on. All right, Will's got to go. Will, anything you want to plug before you leave?
No, but I would like to say one remixer who hasn't got a remix posted on OCR, and the reason I want to see him is because he's still making remixes. And they are fantastic. He just went submitted to OCR because apparently he hates it, and that is Gecko Yamari, otherwise currently known as Lazy Gecko. Shitty name, bro. But
maybe that's why.
Like he really needs to like submit some stuff again because
he has his reasons. He has his reasons for not submitting.
What reasons are these? I'm curious.
I don't want to get into it, but you know, it's I don't want to get into it, but you know, he has his reasons. So he's definitely one of those guys I would love to see his music on OCR again, especially. From the first Robot Remaster Remix Battle, Botany Was a Crime in 1989. Plant Man and Ground Man remix is probably one of my favorite remixes ever in the history of anything.
Botany Was a Crime in 1989. It's probably a bit typical of me to say this, but it's my favorite compo track ever.
Yeah.
Favorite compos. Best one.
Yeah. It is so good. It is so good.
Yeah.
I listen to that all the time.
He should have won that compo. Damn Zircon. But whatever.
He should have won. He should have when he just did that track. He should have just won. I should have just stopped it. I was like, it's over.
Game over.
No, Gecko won.
Anyway,
all right, man. Thanks, Will. Thanks for coming.
Good night, Will.
Bye, Will.
Goodbye, everybody. Bye bye.
Tomias, can we hear you now?
I don't know, can you?
Yeah!
Alright.
Alright, sorry, standing ovation. Alright. We were going to ask you a question, and you can say, what instruments do you like writing for? And what instruments do you like listening to?
I actually really like writing for electric guitar and maybe a little piano. But I've been thinking I want to do something where I have to sequence a lead violin.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. And Tara's looking at you like, why bother sequencing it?
This is like the third person on the call who was talking about sequencing a violin. But we have a violinist.
Yeah, she's like, I play violin. What is the matter with you?
People tell me the same thing, but I want to get this sussed myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got pros here.
Yeah. We're all professionals, right? Okay.
Amateurs, amateur pros.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to professional, not at all, but.
All right, let's see. So what was the question that we were talking about? Oh yeah, what's a remixer that you haven't seen submit something in a long time that you would like to see return to OCR? Anyone?
Yeah, we talked about it before. I'll bring up the answer that came to me late the last time, but it's the first name in my head, and that's Red-tailed Fox.
Oh, yeah. I've thought about him.
Yeah, Kyle has some awesome, smooth. I'm not gonna say jazzy. We always say jazzy. There are better words, but I can't think of any. but love that music, man. Wish that would come back.
Also, Quinn Fox. Quinn Fox was also really good.
Yeah.
His last post was that launch base mix, How Machines Fly, wasn't it?
I think it was.
It's been about 4 years ago, I think.
It's been a while. Yeah.
So
Anyone
I've
else?
got two people.
Yeah.
First of all, I would love to see Daknit Bardatero come back.
I don't think he'll ever come back.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But some of the most amazing weird ass stuff came out of him. So the other
Wait, Jarrell, let me just interrupt real quick because you said Daknit. So Jill actually met Daknit at Video Games Live. Andy told me about this.
Really?
He was at a show, yeah. So they talked at the meet and greet afterward. But
what show was this? Was it like one of the ones she's on tour for now?
I mean, it was in the country. It wasn't like in Brazil where she's at right now. But yeah, ask Andy. But yes, he was there.
It'd be weird if Daknit just ended up in Brazil playing Neo Geo.
No, that's where you find Grey Lightning.
Yeah.
And Grey Lightning was who I was going to mention as my second one. I would just need Grey Lightning back.
I was going to mention Grey Lightning as well.
I was like, Grey Lightning. No, you can't bring up Grey Lightning because it just makes me sad.
Yeah.
Bring Grey Lightning back.
Makes me sad.
Please come back. Yeah.
Please come back. If you're watching this, Gray, and you probably aren't, but if you're watching this,
No.
we miss you. We miss you
He's
so
watching
much.
Game of Thrones because everybody's watching Game of Thrones.
We miss you so much. Please come back. We miss you, Gray. Love you, buddy. All right. Anyone else? Anyone else?
So I guess aside from Grey Lightning, I guess I could try and bring up Brain Cells because this stuff was like heavy shit back when we went through VGMix version 2, and all of a sudden he just ended up dropping off completely. I don't understand.
Does it?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was fairly recent. No, I enjoyed some of Brain Cell stuff on the albums.
Yeah.
I don't know.
People are poking me. All right. Hang on a second. We have some more people incoming here. Let's see. DCT on Twitter.
Yo,
that's
it's
another one.
things going.
Yeah.
Keep rocking that urbanism.
What's that?
Keep rocking that urbanism. Or
Yeah, urbanism.
hitting
Right.
that urbanism.
DCT says, Sharik better never speak ill of the Dark Sacks again. I'm never going to speak ill of the Dark Sacks, man. He got my back, man. Dwayne got my back. He knows. I did that original song many years ago called The Alleyway, and he took The Alleyway and he did like a hip hop song. He threw some like rap vocals on it. It was pretty good. So you know,
Yeah.
me and him, we know the power of the Dark Sacks.
But speaking of DCT, his last mix was 3 years ago. So man, you need to get.
Yeah. What are you
That was
talking
a
about?
good one.
He
Yeah.
He got something. He actually has something that just got approved on the show.
All right.
Nice.
So, yes.
Nice work, man.
I'm excited. So we got Mr. Kenneth Kane here, Abados, and then we got Mr. Mike Audio here. What's up, man? How you guys doing?
I'm doing good, man. Doing all right.
Awesome. So let's actually go back a little bit, and we'll ask you guys some questions real quick. So Ken, favorite instrument to write for, and favorite instrument to listen to?
Oh, that's hard. I would say favorite instrument to write for would probably be maybe viola.
There you go.
And I really like listening to pipe organ.
Nice. All right, Mike. Same question.
Favorite instrument to write for, I think, would just be for strings in general, like a string quartet kind of thing. And my favorite thing to listen to is a good orchestra. That's my favorite thing to.
Wow. So all the instruments.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much everything. Yeah, it's hard for me. Like I have no bias. Like I just
All
kind of
the
like
instruments,
everything.
but they have to be playing together.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. One thing,
All
though,
right.
I'm dying to try some brass arrangements personally.
Right. So let me see.
Since
Not a
you
lot
were
of
bringing up the
questions.
whole thing about people that should have come back, when I looked up Michael's name on there, I was like, wait a minute, is that Israel? No, it isn't.
No, it's not Israfel, but
By the
Israfel.
way, Israel does need to come back though. It's
Yeah,
like
Israfel
did
does
like
need
some of
to
the
come
most abstract works of our time as well.
Yeah, he really dug deep. He really dug deep into VGM and kind of like, wrote some very interesting things. We were talking about remixes that kind of like stuck with you and like stuck out for you, back beginning of the show. One of the remixes is his Soul Blazer remix, Israfel Soul Blazer remix. Is just fantastic. I love that. I forget what it's called because I haven't heard it in many years. I'm gonna look it up. But it's amazing. Tears for a Moonlit Night. Yeah, that remix is amazing. It's very old school. It's got this whole like thing going on with like what's it called? There's a whole like there's a bit where like the amen break comes in and there's like there's like big heavy drums and it's got the harp and all this crazy stuff. It's fantastic. Check it out. So Mike and Ken.
Yeah.
Either one of you. Remix that kind of like the earliest remix that you remember that really stuck out for you for OCR that really made you like sit up and say, hey, OCR, this is like a thing that I need to pay attention to.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say Wily Metal by Gux.
That's all you have to say about it. Okay.
Sorry,
Elaborate a little
go
bit.
into more detail.
It's just that that was one of the earliest ones I ever downloaded, and at that particular time I had dial-up, so every download took like an hour or two.
There you go.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's one of the earliest ones that I remember. It was definitely a really cool one. So, and after that, I just kept going, and so.
Right on. Yeah. Hey, Larry's back. Larry's actually at home. He's got nice, clean clothes.
Hey, was he wearing his
laundry?
Rocking them.
No, that
Rocking
Mega
them.
Man.
Yep, Mega Man 9.
Mega Man's.
By the way, I'm digging all the title cards that everybody has.
Yeah.
Lower thirds.
Man, lower thirds, baby. Lower thirds.
That's all the amateurs.
Mike, what about you, man? Like earliest remix? Earliest remix?
Well, there's a couple, and I've mentioned before that one of them was Electric Clouds by Poe.
That is a good one.
And the other one was by Children of the Monkey Machine. It was, what was it, Decay of
Hope.
Yeah, Decay of Hope. That was one of them, but I've mentioned that before. Another one that I haven't mentioned was actually the Poltergeist mix by Benster on
that was commissioned by me for Dirge for the Fallen, which will eventually come out at a later date and time.
Yeah.
That was an awesome remix.
We're going to do a Final Fantasy V Water Dirge for the Fallen dual release.
Lovely. Thank you.
And Tobias, we didn't ask you this question. What was like the earliest remix that you kind of like latched onto and made you pay attention to OC Remix?
Back then, I actually really liked Sixto Sounds, and actually the one that resonated with me the most was probably the Unholy Wars from the Tales of Fantasia.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, kind of a dark horse candidate right there.
Yeah, that's a deep cut. That's a deep cut. I like the deep cuts.
Deep cut.
That's why you talk about scars.
I know, that's some inside baseball right there. Yep, deep cuts. I know what you're talking about. Hey man, it's that scene vibe that we have.
the vibe in the scene.
Scene vibe, baby.
Oh man. Do you remember those little signature graphics that the Wingless made? Scene vibe.
Oh, +1 scene, +1 vibe.
Scene vibe +1. That was the best.
Yeah.
Scene and vibe, man.
Scene vibe.
Now that's another thing that needs to come back. The Wingless. His
Yeah,
personality
Wingless.
on the forums may be amusing, but his music actually tends to really counterpoint that for some reason. I was expecting more like a mellow character to come out of some of the little piano lighter arrangements that he ended up putting out. It's just bizarre.
Hey man, he's a tender individual, man.
Yeah,
Which is hilarious about the we mentioned this earlier, but the article posted yesterday to the AV Club, where Staff and ReMixers here just went back and talked about some of their not favorites, but a random selection of solid quality remixes for people to listen to. Jimmy Henson, Big Giant Circles, brought up the Wingless's classic Godspeed Star Fox track. But in the entire write-up about that track, he was basically insulting the Wingless nonstop. Talking about how he was a horrible person, how he didn't even exist anymore. Now he just needed to be taken out for the good of humanity.
Yeah, he said like at the end of his thing, he's like, "This is a great remix, but the Wingless must be stopped at all costs."
Yeah, typical Jimmy.
It was great. Oh man, yeah, definitely check out that article, people. That's good.
I would like to see Star Soulsman come back.
Oh yeah.
What happened to him?
He works at Apple.
Oh. Is he a genius, or does he actually work at Apple?
He works at Apple. I don't know what he's doing there, but he does work at Apple.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Man, we are like running like Phoenix Down to the rescue.
Yeah.
All right. So here's a question for Phoenix Down. I like this question a lot. So what are your go-to mixes when introducing someone new to OC Remix?
Oh. Well, I mean, we just did that, you know. I mean, the answer to that question, it depends, you know. You kind of have to ask what people are looking for, you know. Do you want something that's, you know, more like club style? Do you want something that you can show your parents to demonstrate that video game music is real music,
It's real music.
You know, are you trying to, you know, woo some ladies? Like, I mean, what are you trying to do with it? We have that.
All right. Okay. So,
well, do we? I mean, Funky Monkey Love, Mike.
Let's put that question aside. Here's the question. If you're trying to woo the ladies, what remix do you use?
I already got it. Wait.
Ladies on the call, if you're trying to woo a guy, what remix do you use?
Honestly, you don't even use the remix. Just go, I'm a lady who likes video game music, and they go, yeah.
That's pretty much all you need.
That's all you need. It's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
Not my groin, I think.
No, not using a microphone. That's not one you want to use.
That's what you use to woo bro friends.
That's right.
If anybody in this call says
you should not be wooing bro friends.
Hey man, we're cool.
Like, I'm just saying, if anybody in this call is about to say swinging porno mix, I'm gonna kick you out of the call.
No, yeah,
I'm not in control of the call, so I don't have the ability to kick you out, but I will do it somehow.
Yeah, no. This is not that kind of show. No. All right. No, let's go back to Phoenix's question. What are your go-to remixes when introducing someone new to OC Remix?
I've got a set of 4, actually, that I generally hit people with. Usually start by letting them listen to Jazz Plumber Trio, because that's just like classic, take a Super Mario Bros. Track, let them hear how it is. I tend to hit them with Tinga Top and Daranto after that, one of the 3, because I try to get like a good selection of way different genres to give them an idea of like how broad things can be. For the 3rd one, I usually hit them with either Terra in Black or one of the other like hard rock guitar tracks on OCR. And I usually finish it off by having them listen to Harmony's Secret of Mana Dragon Song.
There you go.
Feels like a good combination of like, wow, you can do all this with video game music kind of thing.
Yeah, very good. I like it. That's a good sampler playlist. Anyone else?
I made you a mixtape.
I'll chime in.
You a mixtape. Yeah.
Well, naturally, because some people, most of the local people I know tend to be a little bit less restricted towards games. I would end up hitting pretty much any Sonic or Tetris mix in relation to what kind of music they like. But there was also this one time when I introduced someone from Score Hero to OCR. They were looking at to be judged because I mentioned I had a couple of tracks waiting to be posted, and they were all, oh my goodness, there's a Sunset Riders mix coming, and that was in reference to DJ Mystics' track that would eventually get posted up. I completely forgot the name now, but as soon as it came out, I showed it to him, and he was all, oh my goodness, my feels are hitting back in. So yeah, I believe it kind of depends on the person and what kind of thing they're looking for at that moment in time.
Yeah, that was Bleeding Guns, wasn't it?
Yeah, Bleeding
Guns, that's it, thank you.
That was good.
So, my answer to the question? The Impresario.
Yeah,
that's
a good one. That's a good one.
Damn. That's pretty easy. Wow, it's a modern classic. It was like the day it dropped. It was like, yep, this is a classic. It's over.
Yeah, that's pretty much on my top list. The moment.
Good point.
I do Super Buck Jazz. My Stratosphere.
Good.
That's the one because a lot of people know Mario 2, and then it's also it's so professional sounding. You know, it's live big band playing Super Mario Brothers 2. So it's like, okay, that's it. That's it.
That was one of Drell's, right?
No, that actually was not one of the 4 that I.
Which one did you say?
Stratosphere. I said Jazz Plumber Trio. It's.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Stratosphere Trio is Mario 1.
Yeah, Stratosphere is as excellent, if not more, of a choice there, but I went with Jazz Plumber Trio because a lot of people are familiar with Mario 1 too, probably more.
Right.
So
more people are familiar with Mario 1 than Mario 2.
Figured I would just go with the classic on that.
Yeah, go with the classics. Yeah. Anyone else, or is it all just kind of like?
Go for Thrash the Plank on
Kong in Concert.
On Donkey Kong with which what Snappleman did. That's usually one that I go to. And then sometimes I'll go to Love Hurts, which was what DJ Pretzel did for Sonic the Hedgehog, the first one, Marble Zone.
Yeah,
those
Marble
two are they're really groovy mixes that you really don't have to like the video game to like the song. And so they kind of appeal to a wide range of genres that people like. Thrash the Plank is heavy without being complete thrash metal, but then you've got Love Hurts, which is like funky without being completely jazzed up for people who aren't used to it. So usually they hear that, they're like, that's pretty groovy, and they kind of like it, and they search from there. But that's probably the most success that I've had with those two mixes, just because they're so eclectic.
Very, very cool. Anyone else got some good intro remixes?
Yeah, closer to Jarrell. Well, it depends on the person and their taste. I got a coworker who likes his metal. So you gotta show him some good stuff. I got a coworker who's a trained pianist, so I got some little orchestra, some piano pieces, whatever. But also show the diversity. I agree with Jarrell at that point. One of my best shorthands is just go with FF7 or FF6 and just give them a listen to the album.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like the best way to introduce someone to OCR is, to just show them a remix of a song that they do know, so that they can see what it's about, and then from there, kind of encourage them to branch out and listen to stuff that they don't know.
Yeah, well, in my case, we'll come with that, not into video games at all. Mostly.
Yeah. So a good way to do it is find a song like they know, and then show them a remix of that. And then have them okay, if you like remixes by this person, if you like that remix, check out other remixes by that artist. Even if you don't know the games, check out remixes by that artist, and then you'll start, sort of spidering out that way.
I did it.
And kind of listening to stuff that you don't necessarily know, and then you're like, oh well, this is a really cool remix from this game, Chrono Trigger, that I've never heard of because it didn't come out in the UK. So then you start listening to Chrono Trigger remixes and stuff, and then you keep going that way, and eventually you start listening to all these remixes. That's I feel like that's a really good way to do it. We are adding genre tagging and descriptors and stuff to the remixes. That's a big project that's coming up. So that'll be another way to discover remixes and sort of branch out and listen to things. But it's a good way to do it now. Anyone else have any suggestions for intro remixes or?
I have another one actually.
Yeah.
Jeremy Robson's Tetris Piano Concerto in A.
Oh yeah.
Good stuff.
That's a good one.
I was gonna say it was one of the ones that Jimmy picked for the AV Club piece, but Mario Likes Thorazine by Shnaboobala.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's tremendous. Yeah, that one's tremendous. Any of Sam's piano pieces are great.
Jamming with my NES, definitely.
Yeah.
Anything Sam does.
Yeah, jamming with my NES from Ninja Turtles 1 for the NES was sweet. Yeah, pretty much anything that Sam has done, even the quote-unquote weird stuff, that stuff is phenomenal. I mean, he's a phenomenal, composer and arranger. So,
yeah,
by the
absolutely.
way, we're not in the plugs mode, but go on Kickstarter and support Americana Dawn.
No, see, he had posted the Americana Dawn soundtrack that he worked on a long time, months ago, probably last year. I don't even remember. I listened to that. I listened to it on Bandcamp. I immediately bought it because that soundtrack is so good. Because it kind of it sounds a lot like what Masashi Hamauzu did with Saga Frontier 2.
Nice.
Which is probably one of my favorite. I don't know if you ever listened to the Saga Frontier 2 piano album. It's one of the best piano albums ever. Not even not even as a BGM arrangement album. It's just a really amazing piano album. And he has such a unique kind of sound with the harmonies that he uses and stuff. And Americana Dawn, I'm listening to it and I'm like, this sounds so much like Saga Frontier 2. This music is awesome. So I had my dad listen to it. My dad bought it, and just listen to it all the time. I play it for my 2-year-old nephew. I play it for him when I go over and hang out with him, and he loves it. So he'll be like, "Can I listen to music?" And I put on my phone, and it's really cool. But yeah, I mean, Americana Dawn, hit the Kickstarter. Definitely support the game because the game looks amazing. But the soundtrack is already fantastic. You gotta hit it. It's so good.
Here's a fun thing. Try to introduce people to OCR with a scholar and a physician. And check that reaction. No rules. You know?
Yeah, wow.
That'd be crazy.
Oh, man. Yeah, we should do that.
Do you know if they would ever come back if you did that?
No, but it'd be fun just catching that reaction.
Remixes to not use to introduce people to OCR.
Like shit on Citan? How about that?
No. Music on my groin.
That's such a punchline. We love this punchline.
Yeah.
All you gotta say is shit on Citan. Instant laughs.
Yeah, that's tremendous stuff, though.
Kind of want to add tomato to that list, but no, tomato is actually really, really good.
Yeah.
Despite being really stupid, it's like amazing.
Yeah.
So
Dale North, man, smooth.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of smooth, man, Joshua Morse's stuff. That's some good introductory stuff because he's got a range, but then he really adds his own, literally his own flavor.
Yeah.
His JM flavor to it. So
very good. Very good.
Since we already mentioned Dale North.
Yeah,
that's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There's so many. I mean, there's over 1,000 artists at this point. So I mean, you could just be like Maze Dude, DJ Pretzel, Sixto, and a lot of the ones with a lot. Brandon Strader, like just name people with like a whole ton of them, and just start rattling off those names because everybody with like more than 30 mixes has insane range. It's amazing.
I wanted to say earlier that it was surprising that Strader didn't pull a pseudonym stunt like McFop did.
Hey, you never know.
Yeah, how do we know that he hasn't done it already? We should just start going down the list of remixers.
Because we can tell by his music.
Yeah.
Well, you mean he's not Kate the Great?
We can tell by Brandon's music.
Wow.
Enough people to introduce Kate the Great's a good one too.
That was actually a mental image I didn't want.
No. Come on.
Can I add to this a little bit?
Yes.
It's not necessarily the quantity of stuff that you have here, but more like what you're able to demonstrate. Like I would have thought one of the earlier Talkback episodes I had Larry mentioned something called the 20 Club or something, but now you're mentioning that the number has to keep on exceeding. But no, you can't necessarily have to do that. People discover you basically because of what you've been working on, and after they see that, they just keep on looking out. No matter how many tracks you put out on OCR, it's just it's just that kind of feel that you need to try and get forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing, I think I would say that one person who's been super successful because they focus on the mega popular stuff, and not like literally on purpose, but that's just how it's shaken out, is Zircon. Because all of his stuff is like, the major majority of his stuff, super majority of his stuff is like Mario, Zelda, Final Fantasy.
Everyone else. He likes to cover his influences.
Yeah, so when he started, and like his first thing was Chrono Trigger, and it was amazing. There was like some, Chrono Trigger, Turtles in Time, those kind of things. His stuff was really accessible to start, and that helped in a big way. But I mean, don't sleep on people like Dark Sim, who they purposely pick, people that purposely pick games that aren't covered, which is awesome. DJ Mystics, stuff like that.
Yeah, well, I was really happy to introduce that friend from Score Hero to DJ Mystic stuff, and it all exploded from there. Then you end up getting that Bayonetta track. Lady in Black up there, and it was all, oh my goodness, there's some Afterburner coming on OCR. Oh my god.
Yeah. That Bayonetta mix is sick. Everybody check that out. Lady in Black. It is.
I gotta check that out. I recently got into that series Bayonetta. I bought it on Wii U. What is it? I bought Bayonetta 2, and then it just comes with Bayonetta 1 on a separate disc for Wii U. So I played through that whole first game, and then I just finished the second game like last weekend. Yeah. So you get 2 games for the price of 1. It's awesome.
And we tweeted the mix at Kamiya.
Oh yeah.
And he liked it. And then he proceeded to block us. So.
Yeah. Because that's what Kamiya does.
I'm kidding. I think we did get blocked one time, but yeah. But not because we showed him the Bayonetta mix. So he
just got blocked because it's Kamiya. He
just does that. Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, the Bayonetta has awesome music, and also like Bayonetta is interesting in that like if you've ever played the first Bayonetta game, it's like "Fly Me to the Moon" is everywhere in that game. Like they're constantly singing it. That's like the battle theme in that game. And then in Bayonetta 2, it's Moon River is like everywhere in that game, from Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good song.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good song. All right. Brody O'Donnell has a question, or rather a suggestion. I think he actually suggested this on Facebook. So I'm just going to read it, and I'm just going to I'll say what we said on Facebook as well. But he says, I have a Remix Flood gimmick idea. How about rare games from Rare that don't have any or many remixes yet? Yeah, I mean,
Snake Rattle and Roll.
Like we said, Brody on Facebook when you suggested this there. The remix floods that we do are based not on like we don't go out and like solicit remixes from the community for the remix floods. When we do remix floods, it's a way for us to clear out our backlog of remixes that we have to post. So the themes that we do for remix floods are really based on what we have already that we need to post. If we had a lot of remixes from Rare games that have not been posted, then yeah, we would definitely do something like that. But you know, we, as a staff, OCR doesn't really go out and solicit remixes from specific games unless we are kind of taking ownership of an album project. So it would be definitely cool, but probably not going to happen unless the stars align and we have a lot of remixes from those games.
Yeah, and I would
agree with that.
I'll chime in real quick. Since I guess at this point I'm pretty much like the person that queues up what we do now, and it's sort of like if that happened, it may be like a mini flood of 3 or something like that. If that happened to happen, but we've done stuff like that where not a flood of 15, but there's a neat little theme that we can get out of these. A couple of tracks that are right there. So if that ever happens, I will. If we ever happen, to have more than 2 rare games, you can. I promise you, we will do that.
Yeah.
So if we get another.
What rare games are we missing?
We have Solar Jet Man. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Bev. You got it.
Donkey Kong 64. We need that represented.
Yeah, it's a terrible game, but it's a really good soundtrack.
DK's.
Do we have any games from when Rare was actually named like Ultimate Play the Game way back in the day?
Battletoads, Double Dragon,
or that.
I have no idea.
Game that they have.
What game?
It's like assembling a rocket. I don't remember what it is.
That's Solar Jet Man. We have one.
Yeah.
Isn't that? Am I right, or is that? Or no? Isn't there another
They hid this particular game inside of Donkey Kong 64. It was like one of the earlier ones.
I don't remember, bro. Oh, you're killing me. No, but Battletoads.
Oh wait, that's
Double Dragon.
That's Jetpack.
Yeah, that's Jetpack.
Okay, that's a different game. That's right. Yeah, we don't have anything from that. We don't have Banjo-Tooie. We don't have any of that. Viva Pinata. We don't have that.
I thought we had a Viva Pinata remix.
Viva Pinata mix.
I'm looking this up.
I think
everybody look it up. Everybody look it
up. I think I would know that, but no, we don't.
No, we don't. You're right.
Oh.
I know, isn't that crazy? Somebody get on it, y'all. There's like 20 of you on the call here. Y'all can all do it.
I really want to. We're going to do some Killer Instincts.
And we can have sequenced violin in it too.
We're all going to do a collaboration with like all 15 of us.
Yeah, and we're all going to sequence violin.
No love for Tara. That's not fair. You can't. Y'all are terrible people.
Sorry, Tara. I don't know why I keep on this show.
PSPs for violin just sounds so horrible. Why?
That would work well in the mix, though. Like shittier violin each time from each different person, and at the end, like a record scratch. and then you come in with like perfection. Like this is how it's done. and that ends the mix.
Yeah, there's a record scratch, and she's just like, I'm so sick of you guys. And she's just playing.
In all honesty, though,
Be sure to put a gutting cat sound on there.
Yeah.
In all honesty, though, if this rap flood is going to be happening that big, then not only do we need a remix for the DK rap, but
I can do the DK. I'll do the DK rap mix. I love the DK rap. Finally.
Yeah. I guess there could.
Oh, so good.
I guess there could also be a reference to Rare's more current mascot, Mr. Pants. What the hell were they thinking of when they came up with that?
I have no idea.
That's a very British
what was
thing.
this about a pants?
Nobody's gonna choose to make a remix with a reference to Mr. Pants if they don't have to.
No,
we're not doing that. We're not
This
doing
is
that.
not that kind of show, Rexy.
Ken is in shock. Ken is like, what is this? What are you referring to?
I have no idea what you guys are talking about, but I don't know if I want to know now.
No.
I would invoke Rule 34, but for Mr. Pants, I don't think so, man. Even on that, I just don't think so. I don't think so.
All right, so it's like 10:30 right now. Not a lot of no real questions. So let's. What do you got, Lair? What do you got?
Oh no! I was just going to say with the whole question earlier of what tracks you would use to introduce people to OCR. That is a great theme. You know, we could easily do a blog series about that and be like for a certain occasion, what do you recommend? So
yeah.
I can get a ton of mileage out of that one. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So like for a wedding, what do you recommend? Or for
right.
Yeah.
I would like to throw out that if anyone was going to do a Donkey Kong 64 soundtrack to get Mega Ran to do the rapping on it, that would be amazing.
Oh yeah, that would be pretty freaking awesome.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
But you need some white rappers on it though, man. You can't get Mega Ran is that's too legit. He's too skilled.
Last time I heard I was black. Last I heard.
You really cannot legitimize the donkey rap. You cannot, because the lyrics are absurd. Okay, they're finally here performing for you. Oh, it's so bad.
Well, I would have to do rapping on different tracks, like maybe add rap lyrics to different tracks of the game. I would not ever have to do that.
So do a Donkey Kong 64 remix album where every other track in the remix album has rap, but then you do the DK rap and it's just like instrumental.
It's just instrumental. You can't do it as instrumental though. There's no like music in the backing track. It's just beats.
You got the beat and the beat and the drums.
Just get somebody on the microphone going, someone like humming the words.
That's what you find.
No, you do it like KK Slider. You do a KK Slider. Donkey rap.
This is what you find in hip hop: sequence violin.
Yeah.
Well, if only if Will was still in the call, he'd be exploding about the KK Slider sound font right now.
Oh man, that sounds good. You could call it KK64. That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I'm liking it, man.
Yeah, KK64 with live violin from Terra. Right?
Maybe.
We gotta get someone to do the KK vocals.
I think it'd be funny if Grant Kirkhope actually did the KK.
Yeah,
vocals.
we gotta get Grant. Get Grant to do the KK vocals. There we go.
That's awesome.
All right.
Who was it that did the Gato remix for Chrono Trigger? I always forget the name of.
Dale North.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
All right, guys. Time for plugs. What do we want to promote? Let's go down the line. Rexy, you had a plug in the beginning. Why don't you plug it again? Hit it.
Yes, the Super VG Christmas Party.bandcamp.com. Over 40 plus Christmas tracks for you to take a listen to, all VGM related. I'm hoping to play the Nights track from Jefferson Sutton on next week's Sega Mixer Drive Christmas show as part of the Winterfest 2014 weekend. Go listen in on radiosega.net. It's going to be full of prizes throughout every show and some recorded time from people outside the community. It's going to be a wonderful event. Also, there's obviously my music, so studiorex.co.uk, or if you want something more recent, you have my SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/Frequency. That's FIEQREXY. So,
awesome.
Got everything there.
I think she did that whole plug in like one breath. Okay. All right.
That's how you do it. She knows her stuff. She's got
Yeah, she knows her stuff, man. She's a pro. She's a pro. Jarrell, what do you got? Anything you want to promote? Plug?
Yeah, I'm going to plug Dungeon Mans. It is a amazing roguelike that just came out a couple days ago. Zircon did the music for it. Music's amazing. He basically did it in the style of Hitoshi Sakamoto stuff from like Final Fantasy Tactics, Suikoden 2, that kind of stuff. And the game itself is great. It's a roguelike, so you will die a lot. But it's an amazing game, and the soundtrack is great, so go pick that up on Steam. Go get the soundtrack from Zircon's website, which I believe is zirconmusic.com.
No, buy the soundtrack on Overclock Records.
Is it on Overclock Records? I was not aware it was there. I was not aware it was even there.
No, it's there.
He sent out a form, like a mail thing from his website, and that just like confused everything. So
okay, all right.
Larry was gonna plug Overclock Records anyway, so
okay.
I was going to plug Overclock Records.
What do you got? What do you got?
Yes.
We want to plug.
What I got?
Overclock
Records. Two things, but I'm going to add a third. Since we brought up Dungeon Mans, let's talk about Will Roger's Tomb Raider and Temple of Osiris, at least. His soundtrack sounds like it's going to be some awesome crap. I haven't got the chance yet, but his music is all being available for download, 8 tracks at a time, I believe.
Something like that.
Or something like that. Yeah, every once in a while they're going to drop a few more songs until the whole soundtrack is taken care of. So please go look for that. I haven't got links. Please look for them.
It's really good. It's really good. The soundtrack is really good. I listened to it the other day at work.
I really need the chance to listen to that. Also, hey Wes. Also,
You're too late, Wes. Too late. We're doing
wow, just leave.
No, you can stay. You can stay, but we're basically done. All right.
Damn, now I forgot my second thing. But you know what? No. I'll bring up this is OCR's 15th anniversary. We got some things coming up. I'm planning a video series, hopefully in 15 installments. Some people have been asked several questions. I want some video interviews. There will be a thread very soon. Open up. I will be asking a lot of people from the community to contribute answers to our questions, and we're going to produce a nice little video series to celebrate our history, but not just the usual talk about what's happened in the last 15 years. It's going to be an insight on the people, the artists, the community members, the compoists, and everybody else that made this what it is for 15 some odd years. So be on the lookout. Yeah. So I'll stop it here.
Awesome. Cool. Ken, what do you got to plug?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and plug the official OCR Minecraft server, which I put the IP in my bottom third.
Nice. Let me focus on you here, so that'll be there. So while you're talking, go ahead.
Yeah. Nice. So there should be an IP here. It is a whitelisted server, so just go to our forum thread and let us know that you're interested, and we'll let you in. And I'm also going to plug the Project for Awesome, which is going on right now. It's a project that is raising funds to help out charities, and it's done by the Vlog Brothers, John and Hank Green.
Cool.
So I'm going to see if I can get the link in my lower third.
It's not. I mean, people can't click on it, but yeah. I mean, that's
so just go to that link and help out some good causes.
All right, cool, awesome. Nice. Mike, what do you got to plug?
I would plug. There's an album coming out by Blind called Nocturnalism. It's not out yet, but I'm sure it's going to be absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to hear it.
All right. I thought it was out on his Bandcamp. No.
I don't think it is out. Well, on his Facebook, he said it's getting mastered now. He hasn't talked about it being released yet, so.
Oh, okay. I thought I got an email that he dropped. So. All right.
I am not aware of it. So.
All right. But keep an eye out for it, though. Yeah.
Oh man, I can't wait to hear it. His stuff is amazing.
Yeah.
And kind of going back to the earlier question of like who would you recommend to people that are just starting with it. Blind was really critical, like when I first found the site in 2002. So definitely Blind for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Hit up that Temple Trance.
Yeah, Temple Trance. OCR is not about that techno, but in case you want some, Blind is your man.
He does it right. He just really does it right. Like everything he does with it is just.
Yeah, he does it.
That's an extension of himself. Yeah.
Mike, anything else you got to plug, or is that it? Just Blind's album.
That's it for today.
Okay, very cool. Larry, what do you got?
Oh, you know me, man. Overclockrecords.com. Get the new stuff that's out there. Like I plugged a couple weeks ago, but Sephiroth's album Dither is tight. Definitely get that. I love it. Dungeon Man's soundtrack is up there exclusively on Overclock Records. You cannot get it nowhere else. Go get it right now. Dungeon Man's new Zircon soundtrack. And if you like Final Fantasy Tactics, like Jarrell mentioned, not only is the style like it, but all the track titles are completely Final Fantasy Tactics-ish. Weird shit. It's awesome. So you got to go grab it. Oh yeah, no, and do go on Kickstarter and support Americana Dawn. I mean, it's the goal may be too ambitious per se. It was a $70,000 goal. They're only at like 20,000 with 10 days left, which is woo. I don't know. They may have to relaunch it, but the word of mouth can help, and there's been like 11th hour saves on stuff like this. So do look it up. The music is amazing, and if Sam is involved, it's going to be a good project. So Americana Dawn, support it. It's already greenlit on Steam. It's gonna happen, I'm sure. They may need to reconfigure it, but keep an eye out for it and support it if you can.
Yeah, very cool. Tara, what do you got? Anything?
Yeah, I got a couple things. First, I just want to plug Multiplayer real quick. It's the charity album that was released in July, and it includes me and a whole bunch of other YouTube musicians that work together. And if you buy the album, all the proceeds will go to Child's Play charity, which is awesome. So that's that. I mean, it's got like, I think over 30 tracks of all different video game music from A to Z, and then a couple bonus tracks. I also have my mini album, which now that the semester's over with, I'm going to hopefully get really close to finishing it. So look out for that. And I want to try to put more remixes on OCR. So we'll see how that goes, too. So just be on the lookout for that.
What are you doing, Ken? Why are you eyeing me? Stop that. No, I'm not going to make the link clickable with annotations. God damn it. All right. Trying to like pass me a secret note on Google IM. Come on, man. All right.
I don't think
I didn't want to interrupt. I'm sorry.
It's not that kind of show.
Yeah. All right. Anything else, Tara?
No, that's pretty much all I can think of right now. So.
All right, very cool. You had like a GoFundMe thing going on, right? Like for violin.
Yeah, because I'm trying to get a new violin as well, because apparently mine is a piece of crap. So.
All right. Yeah. So people can find that link on your Twitter, I guess. So yeah.
Yeah, I've been posting about it on Twitter, on my Facebook and stuff. I try to update it every so often, remind people, but.
Tara, you could always synth violins.
I'm violin primary in physics school. I'm sorry, that's not gonna work.
You still got strings, and she can still use it.
I'm gonna walk in with like a chord keyboard and like press the button and be like, there. No, absolutely not. No, absolutely not.
Just walk in with a cat you don't like.
Yeah, Tamias, what do you got? Anything you want to plug? What's going on?
I have to tell Jarrell this one. I really want to plug Dungeon Man's, because that was very memorable, and I liked almost every track. Yeah. And I actually heard when we did the remix contest, I actually heard the beta for the credits theme, and then I heard the final version, and I really liked the edits he did to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think you should definitely check that out. Overclock Records. And I heard Tetramino's debut remix on OCR, so that was fantastic. And I checked out their stuff on SoundCloud. That's all great too. So I think you should check that out.
Very cool.
Yeah. And also plug Will Roger's the Lara Croft album.
Yeah. Temple of Osiris can be good. All right, Wes, you showed up at the 11th hour. Do you have anything to promote or plug? This is the first we're hearing from you all night.
Yeah, I know. I don't actually have anything special to plug right now.
You don't even have anything.
Why are you even here?
I was actually going to mention the Temple of Osiris.
Osiris,
yeah. Okay.
Osiris, where are you?
He's one of our sponsors. He gets a pass.
No, he's allowed to be here. He's like a super supporter on Patreon too. So whatever.
He's on staff. It just doesn't even.
He's on staff. I know. Yeah. But also like whatever. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah.
Serious monkey business.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. Plug one of the like 50 million albums you directed.
For real? Maverick Rising, bro.
Yeah, Maverick Rising. Serious monkey business. Come on.
Fun Country 2.
Yeah.
That's right.
Always worth checking out.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Definitely.
All right, what do I want to plug? As always, I'm gonna plug this guy.
Yep.
Everlasting Peace. 25 years of Mega Man.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to check this out? It's on sale right now on CD Baby. 25% off because it's 25 years of Mega Man.
That's where his earlier Freudian slip came from.
You guys should definitely buy the physical on CD Baby because, like I said before, Larry and I discovered that the tags and the metadata on CD Baby are completely jacked. So just buy the physical and rip it yourself and then tag it yourself.
That's awesome.
Oh, Jesus.
It's a really, honestly though, it's a very good deal. It's 25% off, so it's like $13.49 on CD Baby. 2 CDs, 21 tracks, lots of different kinds of music. It's really good. We work with Capcom on it. I'm talking about it all the time. You guys already know this already. All of you watching probably already own it, but whatever. Buy it anyway. It makes a good Christmas present. I don't know.
Yeah.
And what else do I want to plug? What else do I want to plug? Do I want to plug anything else? I got nothing.
5 minutes to 9.
No.
And everyone else put it in his lower third. What?
I've got this thing focused on me right now, so no one's
Lower third is awesome.
No one's gonna see that. I want to plug. I want to plug. Obviously, Overclock Remix. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter. Like us on Facebook. At OCR Remix. Facebook.com/OCR Remix. Make sure you do all that. And then post your questions for OCR Talkback next week with the hashtag OCR Talkback. And also, while you're on Twitter, keep tweeting like memories and favorite stuff about OCR with the hashtag OCR15. We love seeing that stuff. Yesterday was really awesome. Like a whole bunch of people talking about all their great OCR memories, and so we're gonna be asking questions throughout the week and then throughout the coming months. About stuff that's been going on past 15 years. We're going to be trying to use that hashtag OCR15, so we're going to try and keep it rolling. It's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure you subscribe to that tag if you can. If you have like TweetDeck or something, make a column for OCR15 just to hang out and stuff. It'll be fun. That's all I have to say. We have a full house tonight. This is really nice. I like having a lot of people on Talkback. It's a lot of fun.
I think we actually have more people on the talkback than watching.
Probably. No, we had like 15 people watching at one point.
Okay.
So.
All right.
We're good. It's just because we're like
15 people on the talkback.
Coming down right now. Thank you everybody for for tuning in. Thanks all you guys for joining in on Talkback. It was super fun tonight. Got a lot of laughs and stuff. So with that, I'm gonna close out the show. We're gonna stop the broadcast. So good night, everybody.
Bless you guys. Happy 15th.
Bye.